lazy way without studying, and you will become fluent in English. You are not required to sit on a desk and supposed to have a book in your hand and learn and memorize 10 to 15 words, phrasal verbs, idioms, sentence structures, sentence patterns every day. Not at all. You are supposed to do these 5 activities, and this is the lazy way, and you are not going to study anything you are not going to study. And the most overwhelming thing is to learn and memorize new word. Every new word you are supposed to look up in the dictionary and then memorize it in your brain. This is not the way of studying without studying English language and becoming fluent in English. The very first step is zero stress start. Yes, my dear audience, you have to start a zero stress. Zero stress. Zero stress means you are enjoying the language. You are having fun with the language. Now, how can you do this? There is a famous proverb, and the proverb is our personalities shift when we speak different languages. The same thing happens with English language. The very first week is the week of your understanding of how the language works. Try to get the sense of the language, how the language functions, how the language works, and you would feel good. You would feel good. Now, how can you do this? I am going to give you a strategy. And after this strategy, the next strategy is even more astonishing, is even more surprising you. The first strategy to make a zero stress free start is watching the YouTube video, watching the movie, drama, news, anything, but without subtitles. You are not supposed to go into the hurry and just look up the new word and search the meaning of the new word and then make new sentences. No, not at all. You are not supposed to do that. You just have to watch the movie. For example, a movie, a travel blog. Familiar topics, I would suggest you in the second method of this video. So the first method is start watching the movies without subtitles. What you are supposed to do to get the essence of this language, to get the sense of this language, to get involvement in this language. Because at the very beginning, if I suggest you that turn on the subtitles, you would be overwhelmed by the vocabulary, by the sentence structures, by the difficult words, and you will lose your interest in the learning language. So the very first thing is to notice the rhythm, the tone of the language, how the speakers move their mouth while speaking, what kind of facial expressions they are using, the familiar facial expressions you are noticing on every face, even the hand gestures. It means that you are having a stress-free environment, an entertaining environment to get into the language. Now the second week starts. The second week starts. It's the time to turn on the subtitles. Now turn on the subtitles. But my biggest tip here is that start with the travel blogs. Familiar topics, and the most important thing is travelogues. Start with travelogues in English language. Why? Because changing scenarios, videos, pictures, images would help you to guess the meaning, to guess the context, to guess what is going on in the movie. and it will raise your curiosity level. It will give you a sense of freedom. It will give you an enjoyment and a fun activity. So the very second week is the week of your involvement in English language. How this involvement is going to be. But here you are supposed to comprehend the text. But my biggest tip is that don't look up every familiar word. Don't write down. Don't look up every new word in the dictionary. Because changing scenarios will assist you to guess the meaning of that word. To guess the meaning of that word. Because travel blogs are an asset. Why these are an asset? Because you are not given the word vocabulary, a long list of word vocabulary, sentence patterns, sentence structures, idioms, but you are given the visual and auditory effect. Visual and auditory effect. Now visual effect is quite important. Why it is quite important? Because when scenes are changing, scenarios are changing, pictures are changing, it helps you to guess what is the meaning of that word, what is the meaning of this sentence structure. And changing scenarios always arise the curiosity in the reader, in the speaker, in the spectator. So this is the second method. Now we are moving toward the third, the most important method. And now here the most important tip is that you should choose a travel blog less than 10 minutes. Less than 10 minutes. Why 10 minutes? Because it's your start. If it's your start, choose 10 minutes video and watch it multiple times. When you will watch it multiple times, the sentence structures will be ingrained in your brain without memorization, without studying. This is very important tip. Now involve your emotional involvement, emotional attachment, and pick a 10 minutes video. You have already selected this video. Now it's the time to mimic the speaker. But the most important thing is that you have to mimic with emotions, as if you are acting out, as if you are standing in the place of that speaker. Speak with full emotions, with full involvement. Why? If you are emotionally involved, if you are emotionally in that scene, if you are emotionally mimicking, you are not only reproducing the words like the machine, you are reproducing the words like a man of flesh and blood, with your hand gestures, with your eye contact, with your facial expressions, with each and every emotion would be in that video. So this is important. Now the fourth, the most challenging and the most useful, super useful technique starts with, that is without studying. Now you are in the position, you have watched a travelogue. For example, you have watched a travelogue for 10 minutes. You have mimicked, you have repeated, you have enough vocabulary, sentence structures, each and everything in your brain. Now it's the time to do your rehearsal, time to do your work for your brain. This is your brain. Now it's the time for your brain to do a gym work. Now gym work, the most important gym work is speaking in your own words. In your own words. With the same pattern, with the same words. Try to speak at loud for 2 minutes consecutively. If you cannot do that, repeat that again and you will see significant and drastic change, even if you are following the same pattern. Now the fifth, the most important thing is put yourself in the environment where you are supposed to use English language and no other thing. But if there is no such environment, you have to create such an environment for yourself by declaring any moment, any time of the day, whether it is morning, evening, night or noon time, before your lunch, before your breakfast, before your dinner, that it's my time, my English time. And I am forbidden to use my native language. I am forbidden. Paste it on any wall of your house where you are supposed to go off and on or often. So whenever you will see that now it's the time to use my English language, so you would put yourself in that challenging position, you would say words, you will encounter your hesitation, you will see that sometimes you are blank, there are no words, sometimes you feel stressed, sometimes your mouth muscles are just feel heavy because of uttering of these English lines. Sometimes you feel that you should not do this, but you are overpowering, but you are controlling all these emotions and you are on the right track towards fluency. So this is the exact lazy way without studying. If you like this concept, kindly apply this concept, because I like this concept a lot. That's why I have made a video on this. Zero start, without subtitles, with subtitles, what kind of involvement you are and to what an extent you are supposed to involve in that. It is better than reading a book or than having a long list of words and then you are supposed to memorize. So if you really like the video, kindly share and subscribe this channel and hit that bell icon, because it motivates me to make much more informative videos. And thanks a lot for all the comments which I am receiving in bundles nowadays. Thanks to all my viewers who are supporting and who are giving encouraging remarks and comments and feedbacks. So I see and I perceive that now I am giving and I am serving the humanity. So till the next video, stay happy, stay blessed. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.